shit. Here we go again.
Low, low, man. Low, low,
You like contracts, right? You're a contract guy.
I read contracts instead of conventional pornography, yes.
Slippery little bastard! Making the mother of all omelets here, Jack. Can't spread over every egg.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Andrew Esquire here today on the Legal Mindset. I'm back. I'm wearing a different suit. I've changed. Look at that. We're back here after doing according to my count 7 hours and 50 minutes of streaming. So we're back at it today. We're trying to round out today with a nice even. I think today would be nice if I went back with let's say we do about 9-10 hours of streaming today. I think we can handle that, right? We can handle that. It's what I like to see. But it's good to see everybody here today again. Billy Aoki for 2 says gay. Just gay. That's all he has to say is gay. But it's good to see everybody here today. Oh man. And I've got some more reaction clips thanks to whoever submitted these. I haven't even had time to screen these. So let's check them out here. I got sent a couple extra clips.
Yes.
That's a good one. Oh, that was too short.
No!
That's good.
Woof.
Those are all very, very good. Also, I got sent this earlier. This is who sent me this one? Romantic Killer. I think this is a clip.
I'll sue you for defamation! The lady doc protests too much. Thanks for taking such good care of my girl here.
Your girl?
I don't belong to anyone! All of it is to help you find love on Zoo.
That's very funny. That's a good one. Thank you guys. All the clips are absolutely amazing. But today's topic is actually a topic that has been requested by multiple people. I've been sent this by like 4 people. And that was and then super chatted, I think 3 or 4 times on this same thing, which is involving SmugAlana and defamation, slander. So we're going to cover this issue of a furry, a very questionable furry, and what's defamation, what's not. This is actually not just funny and for the lulz, although this is kind of brain rot at a certain point. And I am going to get into the background here, but beyond that, there is actually education here, and there's actually some case law that I want to teach you guys today, specifically about what you should and shouldn't be calling people on the internet, right? So we're gonna get into that. JP Ravenfire for 5 Legal Mindset memberships. Let's start him out here. JP, absolutely being.
Not a sin. I cannot absolve you. Mega based.
Thank you, JP. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. All right. So I'm going to first let Alana give the background here because she'll do it better than I can. Now, this is from her Clips channel, so we're going to go through the hard evidence of this. Now, I did get permission both for my thumbnail today. I sent her my thumbnail. She cleared it. And then I also got all the original files. So we're going to go through the original files and read through it. And then I'll apply the case law, apply the law to that, to those original emails, which are barely legible because this person, as you're going to find out, of course, they're a furry. So, even though they may identify as a dog or wolf or whatever, they're no better or no smarter than us. But I'll let her give the background here. And then we'll get into the hard facts.
God. I'm not sure you guys are ready for this. I'm not gonna lie. Where do I begin? Do you remember this react we did with Shoe on Head? about female predators and how they're gross and they're peds.
Which is, by the way, true. Female predators are just as bad, if not sometimes worse. And the real fucked up thing about female predators is they often get away with it, right? They often get a punishment that is much lower. For example, school teachers. If you look at the female school teachers versus male school teachers, if you have a female school teacher and a male school teacher that are both 30, and they have a relationship with a 17-year-old, a 16-year-old, 15-year-old, whatever it is, make it the same, right? 30-year-old teacher who's a man has relations with a 16-year-old girl, and then flip the gender, woman 30, boy 16, the punishment is totally different. It's not equal, right? And I do believe that, hey, the punishment should at least be equal, right? But that's not the case. And oftentimes, even if you compare the situations, sometimes the female teacher is extremely gross because a lot of times they're with multiple guys or multiple students, so they have a long track record. And mind you, it isn't so much a biased law, Invader Tack, because on paper they're supposed to get the same punishment. It's because either juries or judges are simping hard, and that's just a problem with the way people perceive these crimes. They're both bad, and sometimes even an individual female predator can be worse, right? Of course, there's bad examples on both sides, but yeah, that's a good video to have. So, of course, you can imagine that when we talk about whenever you get these sort of topics and you talk about them, you're going to get some weird comments. So, Alana seems to have gotten a weird comment, which we're going to get into today.
I do. This was 4 months ago, so back in June. Yeah, it was in June. And I found a comment and I thought it was really, really funny because it was so stupid. I thought it was like rage bait or like engagement bait, so I pinned it. It was quite the read. Let me read it out loud for you if you can't read it yourself.
And I'll let her read it, and then we're going to pull up the original ourselves as well.
Enter the Wolf says, not an age thing, consent. It's mature.
Okay. Yeah, so just to be clear, legally, consent is absolutely an age thing. Let's just be clear. Legally, consent is not about maturity at all. It's about age, right? Just real quick.
A pure child can't consent because they know nothing about.
That's not how you spell nothing. They know none thing. So one thing that's giving it is two things give this away. First of all, this person is a furry. Second of all, they can't spell. So this is already a recipe for disaster.
Adulthood. A mature child can consent because they most likely know more than even adults do.
Let's go back to the statement. A mature child can consent because they likely know even more than adults do. Legally, that is absolutely horribly incorrect. And that is absolutely not true at all whatsoever. Legally speaking, as Invader Talk said, age is not just a number. It's you're going to fucking jail. So yeah, that's actually not a thing. Yeah. In the chat, someone says, FBI, open up. Like, no, absolutely. I looked at this and I was like,
What the fuck?
we'll get into it a little bit. I get that you may want to make an argument like a hypothetical, but this is not the way to make a hypothetical, right? I get that people want to say, well, different cultures view the age of majority differently, right? In some cultures, it's there are some cultures it's 16, some it's 17, 18, some it should be 21, right? Whatever. Want to make that argument, right? As a hypothetical, right? But this is not the best argument, especially when you're calling them mature children, not like teenagers or whatever. You're using the word child, right?
Can't read it yourself. Hunter, most please FFS. Consent and stop with the immature.
Hold on.
Let's stop saying kids can't consent and stop with the immature.
Legally, kids cannot consent. If you are under the age of majority, you cannot consent. So legally, that's true. No one should stop saying that. You should say that a lot.
Mature adults issue, please FFS.
Also, content warning. We're talking about pretty graphic stuff today, I guess. So that's the start of it. Now, I am going to fast forward here to that video because we got to get to a part that's potentially defamatory. But Alana was nice enough, very kind, to let me in on the original documents. So she directed me over here to the actual file. So we're going to read through this. So this is the imager that's got all of this stuff. So here's the file right here that goes in from Hunter saying, you know, age is just a number, right? Yeah. Now, let me say one thing real quick. Does this pinned comment alone make Hunter the Wolf a PDF? Can you call him a PDF for this? So based on this alone, it's a gray area, right? He's not clearly so the thing with pedophilia and the thing with accusing some of this on the internet is it's a crime. So unless they've been convicted of that crime, or you can show that they have both the motive and the call to action to actually do something to a child, it's not going to protect you against a defamation claim unless they've either got a charge against them, so they were a criminal, a sex criminal, or they are showing in their messages the intent to take an action against a child, right? So is this is a gray area. Now they're talking about, I mean, they can say, oh, I was having a hypothetical conversation about this. Were you? Because you're kind of saying that children can consent. Now, they're not necessarily saying they're going to do something about it, but it's weird. It's certainly fucking weird. I would call this person at a minimum a weirdo. That's safe. But going out there and labeling him as a PDF is a little bit dangerous. So when I fast forwarded the Alana video and I saw them say this, oh, what's up, Ben? Well, actually, Ben, you're going to like the case I use, actually. The US case, actually, I use. That's a good US case. All right. So, and just to make clear, here's Alana, right? So Alana comes out here and Alana says,
Thanks. Hunter the Wolf. Yeah. Furry. A pedo furry.
so she says the term pedo furry. So that's where you get in a little bit of trouble. See, if she had said like weirdo or predator or whatever else, like that's that wouldn't be as problematic. So it's okay. You've said that. It's a little bit of gray area, right? Now let's get the rest of the evidence. Right? Let's get the rest of the evidence. Legally speaking, age is not just number. Yes, I agree. Spider Bro says, I've heard in some states if female rapists can take the boy to child support court, they become the when they come of age. Is that true? If so, the court's fucked. Yes, in certain jurisdictions. In certain jurisdictions, that's true. Tatsumi says that comment is sandpaper for brain wrinkles. Yeah, it's bad. JP Ravenfire says, isn't it enough to say that they've been a PDF in the psychoanalytical, not legal sense, referring to paraphilia? Certainly fits. Yeah, you could make that argument. And once again, a jury can agree with you. And also, a jury could agree with you that it's just an insult. So a jury could also say, based on certain case law we're going to talk about later, that maybe it wasn't meant as defamatory, maybe it was just meant as an insult. So maybe they could side with you based on some US case law, which we're going to get into. But let's read the rest of this brain rot, because this brain rot is pretty bad, right? It's pretty bad. Okay. So here this furry contacts Alana and says, hello, dear Alana. I recently made a comment about children and them being able to consent. You pinned this, and now retards are coming to my channel to post messages. Without full context, that comment might seem bad, but it's missing huge swaths of context. From kids technically being able to consent as consent is just yes or no, and not some invisible force that adults just get to say is a thing, right? To even more, this is such bad English. To even May youth and how I was a youngling, like he said youngling, like he's a fucking Jedi over here, right? This is so bad. To even May youth and how when I was a youngling, I would have fully consented and even knew what porn was. I had watched it without my parents' knowledge, parents spelled with 2 R's. And this is why I love women as much as I do. I'd reasonable say you should avoid pinning these comments on your channel if you're misleading context, like in my case. Thanks, and I hope you enjoy making your content. Thanks, Hunter the Wolf. Right? So he's asking to get it taken down, but still making weird fucking comments. And once again, talking about young people consenting, really fucking weird, really fucking stupid, right? So going beyond that, hold on one second. This thing is shifting around. All right. Hold on one second. Let me stop sharing this. See if I can refix this, rejigger this. One second. I don't know why that closed the I don't know why that closed that. Well, we're going to get into more of the emails just shortly. So here we go. Okay, cool. So from this, we go further. So SmugAlana replies, you want to fuck kids? Nah, the pin is staying. So, okay. Nothing wrong with, like, once again, that statement is based on what the other person said. Nothing wrong there. Honestly, Smug, I think the whole point you said shows your lack of brain. I never said I wanted to blank kids where I said I had that child. See, this is why so many adults are more childish than adults. You see someone saying the truth to the fact that consent is say yes and your reaction is kidger. You are the same type of person who I would say, because I'm a furry and I like the art and such, that I somehow want to pets and animals. The truth is you're mentally not mature and lack accurate information and even make things up to try and coat how you want to make things, how you want to see things, make it look better. Truth is kids can consent. No, that is factually inaccurate. That is fucking 100% inaccurate. And this point is a fucking bad point. And they keep, this furry cannot let this go. Yeah, the furry doth protest too much, right? Solon, by the way, says for 50 ARS, says, not going to call this guy a pedo, but I bet his favorite car is a white van with free candy on the sides. Oh.
No. Wait.
Fucking A, that was good. Okay. Okay. Truth is, kids can consent, and it's more about if they should, as when I was a child, I would consent to a hot teacher fucking me. Well, that would be rape. If a teacher to you, even if they're hot, that would be rape. And that's not okay. Legally, this person is going to jail. They would go to jail. Even if they're quote unquote hot. After growing up, I think as a youngling, okay, this person has just referred to themselves as a youngling twice, which leads me to believe they have some sort of Anakin fetish. I don't know what's going on. But growing up, I do think I, as a youngling, should have consented and in turn that hot t-shirt. No simple story is I think I would have been scarred. I think it would have scared me because the difference between genders, though, at that time, I 100% would have consented to being. That's no lie, as I have done stuff I'm not proud of back in younger years, and I'm happy my parents were around to stop my weird exploring I was doing without any education or experience. I was exploring adult things without guidance, and this in turn was turning to people who might not have known about it at this point. I feel like this person is making a confession that they had fucking a lot of a weird childhood. And frankly, that sucks for you, bro, but that's no excuse to want to lower the age of consent or for saying that kids can consent. It doesn't change that. It's really fucking weird. Chaos Smash 64 for 2 says, I hear youngling one more time, I'm going to lose it. How about if I say yingling? Yingling. When I was a yingling. A young Pennsylvania beer. LG O'Rourke says for $4.99, part of me wants to say this is a child, but given some people, how some people are, I would not be surprised it's an adult. I actually think this is an adult that's just as we would say, as we would say in the business.
Look, here's the thing.
Fine. Listen,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
And this person is way more than me. Tuber Clip says, is there a busy highway this guy can play? The fucking based comments today. Barbarous Dantiok says that dudes need to be locked up in the asylum. Yeah, this is fucking bad. This is bad. But now we're going to get to them accusing Alana of slander. So now we're going to get to a legal thing for me to analyze, because this is what I got called in on this, right? And I'm going to deliver more than I was probably asked to deliver, which is why you guys should smash a like button. We got 1,350 people in the house. What's up? Omen said, this mindset regarding female teachers and sex with young students can be partly blamed on addiction to orange YouTube. Yeah, and I'll just say this. It's not right. And I don't care if you're a woman or a man. It's not fucking right. Stay away from children, right? Stay the fuck away from children, right? That's just, can we not agree to that? Like, can this not just be something we all as a society get together? I don't care if you're left wing, right wing. Can we all kumbaya and do that? Can we just do that? The world would be a better place if we could all agree to that. You know, let's just agree to that. By the way, Cup of Nudes for 50 says, I love how I watched this video today and you are covering this. This email hurts, Andrew. Love your content. Do appreciate that, Nudes. Thank you so much. And for that super chat, all I got to say is yes. Thank you. Lord Bofa says, turn on the stream and we're talking age of consent. Well, Bofa, is this the same Bofa that blew Nick Rekieta out of the water? By the way, the clip of Nick Rekieta's meltdown and his cocaine confessions is now up on my channel, so you guys can check that out. I know Bofa was involved in that, so Nick can handle Bofa D's nuts. Pilgrim says, what's your take on number 3 legalizing pot in Florida? I don't have a problem. I mean, at this point, it effectively is. Look, guys, spoiler alert, I grew up in Miami, right? And when we were in middle school, you could get pot very easily, and everybody smoked it when it was illegal. And I know that's crazy, right? People are smoking pot even though it's illegal. I know it's crazy, right? We should just legalize it, right? I mean, what the fuck is the point at this point? I mean, just legalize it and get some taxes on it and stop playing around, right? We all know it's available, right? Let's stop fucking around at this point. Let's just legalize it and then move on, right? There's other issues, right? Nicholas Nunez Torres, Frostbite Kelvin for 25 CLP says, as Arithmetes once said in their hit song Sweet Dreams, some of them want to abuse you. Some of them want to be abused. Yeah, it is both. It is both. Like my karaoke? Like the video if you like my karaoke. Also, Bad News Badger for 50 Danish krona says, when I was a kid, dinosaurs were real and you became a grandparent at 45. Your children need your parents needed to smack you a little bit more when they're educating you if dinosaurs were real and your grandparents were 45. Lord Beaufort for 199 says, I was just trying to see some haha likes to get some haha likes. No, you got him. You got him, Bofa. You got him. All right, let's get into this email here. So they respond again to Alana, and they say, truth is, Alana, you need mental help. Wait, what? Truth is, Alana, you need help, mental help, to turn that brain of yours back on so you can think properly and stop being so retarded. Damn. Okay. I not once said I wanted to kids, but your mental state is 1 IQ, automatically jump to it. We got 1 IQ? That's not even 39 IQ. 39 IQ in the chat. We got to boast Alana's IQ. Apparently it's only 1 IQ, but we got 39 IQ. We're 39 deaf and over here with our emojis. So drop those in the chat. Truly sad how lower your IQ is. It's not even funny. Hey kid, please go read some books and get away from the internet. Maybe then your 1 IQ will be normal. Until then, listening to the hive mind will just make you a hive entity, not smart. Honestly, I thought I could keep this from the courts. So now courts are mentioned. Courts are now mentioned. Okay, so let's get this person who can't get through a sentence without a grievous fundamental grammar and spelling error, also really has a real issue with capitalization, is now talking about courts. Honestly, I thought I could keep this from the courts, but I might need to sue you just because of how much you lack brain-wise. So first of all, lacking of brain is not a cause of action. If it was, we would be rich. We would be ballers. If not having a brain was a cause of action for which I could recover damages, oh man, I'd be so rich. I'd be so rich. But that is not a cause of action because someone is an idiot. It is not illegal to be an idiot, even if you are, whether you are or aren't. Whatever you're technically doing is slander. Oh, it's slander. Okay, I thought the cause of action was lacking a brain. Oh, it's slander. As I've clarified what I meant to you, yet you're standing your ground. By law, you could find yourself with a hefty lawsuit that's sad that you don't want to listen over being a broken record. Me for wanting people to use brains for 2 seconds, but it's true the youth of the next gen can't use their brains. Bro, you can't even spell. And you're going to talk about using your brain? You go and make your YouTube videos and look forward to well-researched and heavy-hitting lawsuit. Bro, who's going to be filing your well-researched and heavy-hitting lawsuit? I'm waiting. Because you have made a huge enemy, my dear. Honestly, I just wanted to keep this civil, but I guess we can't truly sad. What? I guess we can't truly sad. Okay, looking forward to that well-researched and heavy-hitting lawsuit. Oh boy. Okay, slander. So, was posting this and pinning it slander? No. Was calling this person a pedo furry slander? Probably not. Probably safe at this point because they've repeated the children can consent line several times. You know, it's pretty sketch. All right. SmugAlana continues. So SmugAlana responded, then they write back, wow, a broken record. As stated, no interest in kids, my dear. I've made this fucking clear. As stated, you're lacking brains if you're on repeat. I've clarified what I meant. Failure to remove PIN is also admitting guilt to false information. I want to spark convo to make people think about why they cannot consent but more they should in IT consent. You're genuinely retarded. And honestly, I thought how nice were that you would understand, but I'm guessing your chat saying you're stupid is a validation of facts. Good to know. I should INT put much faith in VTubers or retards who believe kids can't consent. Brain cells 0, IQ 0. Those are people that, let me just pause here. People who believe that kids can't consent are just people because that's the factual reality. Once again, this furry is really targeting the children here. Genuinely a corpse. And honestly, I'm not shocked you're popular on YouTube because the general smarts of YouTube viewers tend to be lacking. YouTube viewers, you're not very smart. In fact,
Do you even know what you're saying, card man? I don't even understand. I'm fucking illiterate. Do I look like I know how to read? No, I don't know how to read.
Yoshi Roshi says, if you cannot type, don't call anyone a retard. Facts. Wolfenwings for 10 says, do not the smug fox woman. Chaos Smash says, is Alana both in the right and wrong? I'm going to get to whether she's in the right or wrong here. I think she should be a little careful, but mostly the furry is to blame here, right? The furry kind of started this by their being dumb. Tatsumi said, I am so happy I have Asian parents that actually gave me the RZA pin and common sense. CE Chad for $5 said all because of a pinned comment. The other conversation was private until the courts were mentioned. Exactly. None of this, these were all the emails. None of this would have come out unless you start throwing around suing people. Alpha says, isn't Alana in Europe? That's how'd that work in defamation? I don't know what country she's in exactly. I'm analyzing this under US law. So let me just be clear. I'm using US law. Patrick Elza says, kids like this make me realize I'm not as dumb as I thought. Yeah. When I want to feel like I'm a fucking genius rock star, I read stuff like this. Sparky's Text Corner says, this person has worse grammar than me. And that's pushing it because Sparky, I mean, I'm sitting with Sparky. I'm sitting with Sparky on the train.
Yeah,
and
right.
it's
Explain this to me like I'm retarded.
That won't be that hard.
It's true. Chaos Smash says, this guy's English is giving me brain damage. You and me both, brother. Silbury says, pretty cringe, but Boone is worse and woke me up at 3. Heyo! Rainbow Smite 2072. Thank you for the 5 Lego Minds.
Yes.
If you receive one of these, please say thank you in the chat. Bajacat says, this guy's email is painful. He makes Chris Chan look like very normal, well-adjusted member of society. Yeah, an incestuous one. And that's one thing I can say based on the facts of the Chris Chan case, that Chris Chan is a seems to have committed incest, right? Barbarous Dantiok says that is what happened when you take libertarian ideology too seriously. These people actually ruin the libertarian movement. Indeed, anybody who thinks a child can consent is not a libertarian, but in fact a fucking lolcow. And Crimson Overture says sad is common since it is not common. Oh God. And last, Nicholas Nunez Torres Frostbite Kelvin for 5,000 CLP says, I'm not a lawyer, but here, as far as I understand, even though some kids can get mature earlier and could actually consent, the age of the consent is defined so most kids are safe. Yes, the age of consent is not a recommendation. It's not a matter of one thing or another. It's a hard line. It's whatever your age is in your country, right? And I see a libertarian getting mad in the chat. I'm not saying all libertarians are lolberts. I'm just saying some of them are. Okay. And of course, everybody hates the real PDFs, right? Everyone hates them. But there are also a lot of fake libertarians out there, right? And I actually talked this with Paul Yankee when he came on from Libertarian Podcast Review. There's a lot of people who call themselves libertarian, but they're no different than the Green Party, right? So you can call yourself something. In fact, that's true of any major party, right? You could call yourself a party member, but not actually espouse those party beliefs. Quite common nowadays. But anyways, I'm a libertarian and I advocate for wood chippers. Nice. Daniel Ocean 11 says the dude needs help with a lot of issues. Nice show. Thank you. We're not done yet. We're not done yet. All right. Let's see here. Good to know the reason why people shoot people is you, kiddo. So now this person has now said they've implied that they may shoot them up. So they've made almost a direct, this is an indirect threat, but it's still interesting there. I'll make sure to prep that lawsuit. I hope you enjoy a year-long battle that could have been resolved with a single action. I hope they know where to even file it, right? This furry is probably somewhere in California, right, in their mom's basement, while Alana's in Europe and probably doesn't even know where they live or don't know how to serve them or anything else. Trust me, I've read a lot of the laws and shit. Trust me, I've read a lot of laws. You know, guys, this is a real lawyer secret. Oh, Alana's in the US? Okay, who said they're Canadian? Or who said Europe? Okay, moderators, whoever said Alana's in Europe, fucking ban them from the chat. Alana's Canadian? North America, Canada's America's hat. Whoever said they're European, ban them from the chat. Professional gentleman, Danielle, get rid of them. Ban them. Ban these disinformation people from the chat. Danielle says on notice. Danielle's too nice. All right. You're lucky. You're lucky my mod is nice. You're fucking lucky, right? You're lucky.
No! No, don't do it!
All right. So laws and shit is not what gets you to pass the bar, right? Oh, the furry. The furry is Canadian and Alana is Russian American. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Barbarous. Thank you. Russian American. Okay. And the furry is Canadian. Got it. Got it. They'll have to make their way out of the maple syrup gooning lounge. Rune, Hirushin, say, may God have mercy on your brain cells, Andrew. I'm already suffering, guys. So please smash a like button. Chaos Smash says, where's Death Note when you need one? Okay, so listen. Just because you've read the law doesn't mean you actually understand it. You can read the law and not know what the fuck it is. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say that because this person can't even spell, they probably haven't read that much of the law. Right? And what you're doing is going to be a heft, bulky wallet for me. As stated, I want to do this civil, but I'm guessing with the lack of brain cells, I guess I got to take it up a notch to make you understand. Hope you're ready, my dear. This person is like, they're acting like the Guy Fieri of lawsuits. We got to kick it up a notch. Right? What the fuck? Weird as shit. Weird as shit. Okay. More stuff about children. That's right. Kids can consent because they can say yes.
No, 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 no. Wait. Wait.
The ability to say the word yes does not mean you can consent. An infant can say the word yes. I mean, somebody in the chat said chipper. I think chipper is like going light for that type of fucking thought. So after saying that, I'm leaning more towards the PDF is not going to get them in as much trouble here by calling this person the PDF. I mean, this is once again they're making it look a lot worse. Let's continue. People should be teaching their kids about the dangers of the adult world. My statement was to make people use the thing their parents gave them about the statement. While it may be hard with the 1 million low IQ people out there, it wasn't. And look how they spell wasn't. WASINT. Jesus Christ. It was INT, a sponsorship. They spelled sponsor wrong. Sponsorship for breeding or fucking kids. Who says breeding kids? Only a fucking furry says breeding kids. Even Orsa Flats. It's like, as a furry, I refuse to accept as a member of the fandom and they should be sent to the mines or the whichever. Even the furries are like,
Oh, please! I'm sorry! I didn't mean it! Wait.
on behalf of the community. You know it's bad when. Setsuna FCI gifted 10 legal mindset memberships. Thank you so much, Setsuna. Arigatou gozaimasu, Setsuna. Thank you. In fact, I'll do this for you, Setsuna.
Oh yeah, that's what I like to see. Oh yeah.
On the trial stream today, people were going crazy when the paralegal's feet almost got out there. It was a savage time. Tatsumi also said, I can just imagine court security stating, no, you cannot wear that fursuit inside. Yeah, you can't wear a fursuit to court unless it's like part of your defense and it's like material. You would need to prove that too. Spider Bro said, if he really read the law, then he wouldn't be arguing that kids can consent. Exactly. If he knew the law. And if he's in Canada, yeah, the law in Canada I'm pretty familiar with, and kids cannot consent in Canada. Sorry, buddy. Barnabas D'Antioch says the person has an overinflated sense of self. Prison is going to be so much fun with this guy. Well, unfortunately, I actually, I think I told this story before, but one of the things I found out from I was drinking with a friend who was friends with somebody who's in the Canadian embassy. And apparently one of the practices of the Canucks is to kick their criminals over to the U.S. because the U.S. punishes the criminals more severely. So the Canadians try to kick them over to America because we actually punish people. Isn't that crazy? It's funny. It's funny how that works. All right, last two lines here. Or sorry, let me continue here. Saying a kid can't consent is both retarded and lacking maturity, as it oversimplifies it and says that kids are property. Well, we're not talking about kids as slaves, but we are talking about kids as wards of their parents, right? Kids need to be protected by their parents or the state at all times, right? They're either under control and protection of their parents or the state. So they're not property. They're not a sofa. They're a human being, but their rights are their dependents, right? They're not fully independent. Which is untrue. They are people, not objects. If you don't agree, then as stated, please go do your research. So they literally contradict themselves. Spider Bro said, "Oh, and meat grinder feed first." Also, Barbara says, and that just means more fresh meat, though. Oh man, you guys are rough today. Wild Kate says some people should never be burdened with the responsibility of being an adult, even as old as 40. They just never mature. Look, I'm all for if you don't want to grow up mentally, you don't have to, but stay the fuck away from the children, okay? Someone should be like, look, you want to play with Legos in your room all day and dress in adult diapers and all that shit. You can do that, but stay away from the actual children, you know? Invalid LD91 for 60 says the guy released an apology doc in his community tab in his channel. You should check it out. Oh, let me see if I can, if I get sent it, if you guys email it to me, I'll pull that up. But I do need to keep this one a little bit shorter today. So I'm trying to get through the furriness expeditiously. So that was that one. We got more though. We got a lot more here. This person goes on to admit, truth is, I have a lot of fetishes.
Yeah, I'm in favor of execution. Maybe our entire team needs to be executed after tonight.
Yeah, I'm shocked that you have a lot of fetishes, huh? I'm shocked. A kid who can't make new ways to please their mates is not one of them. I prefer girls like Buff Pups, if you know her big buff ladies. No, poor Buff Pup. Poor Buff Pup. Oh, no. Poor Buff Pup having to sit through it. In case you guys don't know, in case you don't know who Buff Pup is, it's Buff Pup right there. Right. That's his dream girl. Right here we got Buff Pup. Poor Buff Pup being subjected to this furry's gooning, right? Please their mates. Yeah, using specific furry language. Yinka says, I wonder what his views on animals and consent is. Exactly. Can an animal consent? No, and by the way, no hate on Buff Pup. I feel bad for Buff Pup having to catch strays from this specific person. Careful with the scrolling. Yeah, no, I was not going to scroll too far. I know. Andy Bradley for 10 says consent implies understanding, not just the ability to say yes. Exactly. And the ability to consent, the capacity. There's something in contracts we call capacity. If you do not have the capacity to sign a contract, you can't agree to it. Tatsumi says for €5, dude is living proof of why we should protect children. Exactly. Yinka said, I wonder what his views on animals and consent. Oh, sorry, got that. Nathan C says, does a ground up furry taste like their animal? Base Link says, so dudes objectifying kids now. Oh, he keeps going further, right? Crimson Overture says, what is this BS this guy is talking about? Once again, this person is spurging out all because SmugAlana failed to unpin their comment, which they clearly agree with, their comment, which says kids can consent, and they don't back down off that point, right? See, it'd be different if this person in the email said, I'm backing down off this point, but they don't. They double down. They also say, the thing is, I like girls who can use their brain to get out of bad situations or are strong enough. They don't need my help. You know what means simple? I still like people above age cap. I have a rule of 10 years max both ways, meaning I try my best not to date past that range. I am technically a virgin. Oh, guys, can you believe that this person is a virgin? Technically, I mean, I guess maybe they the bro job didn't count, right? No, I don't believe it.
No! No!
Really? Okay, let's continue. Species 316, thank you for the 5 Legal Mindset memberships. If you received one of those, please say thank you. And once again, thank you.
Yes! Yes!
Appreciate it. All right. I'm technically a virgin, so I use my brain to protect people while giving them freedoms. This is why I say kids can consent. Both are facts, still facts. That's actually not a fact. It's false. That's why I believe if a kid wants to date, I said date, not above the age gap, then kids' parents must. No, they must not. Kids' parents must need to do anything. Kids' parents do not have to agree to in full adult dating their child. Must be around. I dislike pedos who go out of their way to dodge parents. Wait a second. This person enhance. Hold on. Let's enhance here. So let's open this in a new window here. Okay. Oh God. This is so bad. Hold on. Did this not open properly? I don't think it opened properly. This person said, I dislike pedos who go around to avoid parents. They did not say that I dislike all pedos. So, yeah. Saying kids can't consent simply removes the blame from parents that should have protected their kids. They protect their kids by protecting them from weirdos like you, motherfucker. So here's more threatening. Really, I want to do a bigger question. Do you really want to spend 2 to 5 hours a day trying to fight one? Because truth is, what you're doing is slander. No, it's not. Even though, so I can't personally delete it to clear this up. I don't think anyone thinks a lawsuit, but if I do remember, slander could land me $100K in cash. You have to prove damages. I doubt this person is worth $100K. This person is barely worth tree fitty. Speaking of tree fitty, we have 17,000 people. Oh, sorry, 1,700. 1,700 in the community. By the way, Val Rouge Lar Fox, who says, as a member of Buff's community, he is banned on site. Good. Make sure this dude stays far fucking away from your Oshi, because this is somebody you don't want around. This is somebody you don't want around. Buff Pup doesn't deserve this. I agree. Omen says, technically a virgin. I dislike what this implies. LJ O'Rourke says, so it'd be safe to assume it would be all right to send them to some government agencies. FBI, open up. Jenny Nickel 07 says, I spent 4 years as a prosecutor handling internet crimes against kids, and the number of people who exist and have this mentality is shocking. Jenny, this is fucking scary, honestly. This is fucking scary. Anybody who's arguing that a kid can consent, it actually disturbs me. Mr. Ticklewickle said, I have a saying that goes, furry and pedo, fillies are synonyms for each other. Guess I was right on the mark. I don't want to say it's all, because it isn't all, but I mean, this particular person is a combination of the worst elements, right? Bad News Badger says, wait, what? So what are you saying? Is that the girl in a coma I dated last week didn't consent when she gurgled? Yeah, the protagonist from Kill Bill could not consent to Buck, who likes to fuck. Chaos Smash says, we found a virgin sacrifice for the volcano. Thank you, Chaos. RGX Dare says, smash that like button. Indeed do. Smash it. And Danny says for 2, he's like, I assume some are good people. Which is, yeah. Nope, none is good. Okay. So there's no guarantee 100K. So he says here, dear, I know this could guarantee me 100K in cash. So it would remove all my debts. I'm not a mean or evil person. I'd rather you remove it or unpin it. I'm going to research on what needs to be done if you plan to keep it up. I thought he already knew the law. I thought he didn't need to research. Now he needs to research, huh? I thought I stated after explaining my side, you'd be more reasonable to remove or at least unpin the comment, but it seems my hope that someone would be reasonable after an explanation is falling on deaf ears. I can imagine you'd want to fight a losing lawsuit, and I can also imagine wanting to do it either. I'm just really asking you to unpin it. If you dislike deleting it, fair. My goals in the end was to post it and should have been talked about, but I didn't expect you to pin it. I mean, it was a one-off thing for people to talk in detail over being put on the next billboard for everyone to see. As stated in other messages, I'd rather be reasonable over forcing my hands to a lawsuit. I might have issues with money, but I can promise you I won't lose it. There's a part in the law that is based on our situation. If you have issues with money, you are not going to win a lawsuit, my furry friend. Or rather, this is not a friend at all. Furries are fucking, well, this specific furry is fucking weird, right? Not all, but this one's bad. Barbas Dantioch says, to be fair, this man is deranged. Unfortunately, he is damaged by his actions. Indeed. Hypnotic said, this nutter fits in with the weirdos from X in prison. This creature now makes me sick to the stomach. I feel bad for Alana, Andrew. Please, no more. We're almost done. And we're going to have some law learning at the end of this. All right, let's continue. So they respond, if I win, wouldn't it be a challenge rule if I got to post it? A challenge rule? I think he means part of the ruling, but he doesn't even know how to spell, much less understand legal procedure. So SmugAlana responds, kind of weird you're role-playing about doxing me, but you do you, girl. Then they say, ain't role-playing anything. You're so sure you will win this. The challenge rule is you won't challenge me posting anything publicly if I win, meaning the docket in your picture online. Honestly, if you're so sure you will win, then why not say yes? You got nothing to lose, right? Right? You're so sure. I doubt you have money to file a lawsuit in the first place, once again. They continue saying, Alana, can't wait to see your info online. So now they're threatening to dox them, right? They're threatening to dox them. Facts are facts, and I made it clear I don't think people fucking kids is okay, but consent, as stated, is not magic. It's yes or no. No, that's not how it works. Your mental state... Oh my God, this is so bad. Your mental state won't matter to a court. Yes, it will. Oh God. SmugAlana responded, you're a coward. You can sue me over a pinned YouTube comment, but you won't do it. So once again, now challenging them to sue. They respond, wait, what? Is that what I put? I really am a horny male. Ha ha ha. Truth is, I'm doing this like porn RP and other things all the time. Hell, my Steam library is filled with porn games. Either a mental break or something. It was meant to say, can consent. I'm guessing my mind derped that day. So now they're saying this is all a big role play to get them off because they're horny? What? Huh? And I love this part. If you agreed, then it would look bad on you. As always, farting with the brain dead is like pulling teeth. I'm sorry for thinking you were cool. Sorry for supporting you. Sorry for trying to educate your fans. And here's my favorite line of it all. This is always my favorite, guys. Shout out here, sorry for trying to be a nice guy. Boys, ladies and gentlemen, we got one in the house, ma'am. We have a nice guy. Nice guy is always.
You are coping and seething.
Because the nice guy is always coping and seething for not getting laid. Like the Spike Man gifted 10 and then another 10 legal mindset memberships. Holy shit.
Listen, I cannot absolve you. Mega based.
Thank you, Spike Man. I'm loving the Spike Man today. Thank you. And thank you, everybody, for supporting me today. I really appreciate all of you guys, ladies and gentlemen, and whatever you identify out there, you Spike men and women. Bajacat says his lawsuit would likely just piss off the judge. Yeah, the judge would not take kindly to this because this is literally a nuisance lawsuit. AP says, nice guy spotted. What a terrible fate. I know. Every time I see I'm a nice guy or somebody to self-describe, if you are self-describing yourself as a nice guy, you're not a nice guy. Spoiler alert. Barbarous Dantiok says, is this Amos Yee in a parallel Earth trying to threaten legal action? It feels like Ian Miles Chong and Amos Yee had a tarded baby. Yeah, it's pretty bad. This is pretty bad. Nor777 says, didn't know Ace Attorney was hentai. Rainbow Smite says, only upside to this legal senpai teaches us stuff. Yeah, and I'm going to teach you more case law. We're not done yet. LGR Rourke says, Your Honor, I call bullshit. Takes two to tango. Indeed, it does. And then Silbury says, these people, idiots, not just furries, always start out serious, then divert into I'm trolling and pretend they're losing. Yes, that's the cope. So once they're losing, they say, oh, it was just a joke. It was just a joke. No, it wasn't. You were dead serious. But you got blown the fuck out. So you got to pretend you were joking. Jenny Nickel says, I'm giving this 12B6. That's a motion to dismiss. Very good, nerdy federal rule of dismiss. Motion to dismiss comment there. Appreciate that. And then Orsa Platts for 20 legal mindset memberships. Thank you.
Yes.
Orsa Platts says, I'm a better nice guy than that. I got 20 memberships inbound. Yeah, boy. When you come down with 20 legal mindset memberships, I mean, I just got to give you what you want, which really, listen, at the end of the day, all the people want is the it's really what the people want. Thank you, Orsplatz. Wolfram 47 for $4.99 says, dude was RPing Alfred Kinsey. Not a good look. I know. We're not done yet. Oh, we got more. Oh God. He says it again here. He says, I should become a mass shooter. So, FBI, open up. You think that's a good idea? To think I should stop being lazy and go? Oh, sorry. If they're in Canada. Oh, sorry. They're in Canada. Mounties, eh? Mounties are like your feds, right? Mounties are like Canadian feds, right? Same thing, right? Same diff. All right. I'm sick and tired of trying to be nice to get bitten on the hand. Typical nice guy. I'm tired of being nice. Then you're not a nice guy, motherfucker. Yeah. RCMP. We got your maple syrup. I don't go out of my house. No one is surprised you don't go out of your house. The last time you touched grass was the last time you touched grass was when you fell out of your carriage on the way to a doctor's appointment. I mean, come on. I wish I could go out and get a job. So this person is unemployed. An unemployed furry with child consenting tendencies. Not looking good. F this world and F you. And when you find out a city below up, remember it's your fault. What? When you find out a city below up, it's your fault. This person has threatened to be a shooter, has threatened to sue them, and has now threatened to blow up a city like they're the Joker. Like this is like Dark Knight or something, and they're going to blow up a stadium. Like, what is this? Who the fuck is this guy? Who do they think they are? Dr. Stein, welcome as a new member. Species says 12B6 is now canon to the channel. I love it. I got to make a 12B6 emoji. Okay, we got one more. So I'll get all this and we'll fix it. RCMP, open up for 2. Thank you, Gizlorian. Sonoro Guardius says the last time he touched grass, everything withered. Oh, there we go. Garling says him threatening to do a spree reminds me of Randy Stair, especially his aim is probably just as awful. No matter what the crime is, he will always be a joke and nothing more. Agreed. Jason says, do you think Canadian authorities will act on any of this? What would your defense be if the furry was your client? I would not take on this furry as my client, but I would plea he has mental issues and he has diminished capacity. So clearly he can't spell. Clearly he can't, he doesn't use logic. So I would say he's like a child and we should put him in like a place for stupid people. Right? Like a holding pen for stupid people, whatever they do it with them nowadays. I mean, back in my day, we put them in cattle pens, we just rounded them up. But, that was back in the day. Nowadays, I don't know what they're doing with the...
Slippery little bastard! Making the mother of all omelets here, Jack. Can't spread over every egg.
And sometimes you just got to round them up and put them in special camps for slow people. NM for 5 says, hey, to all the smugglers in there, give our Oshi legal mindsets love. Hey, appreciate you, NM. Thank you so much for the €5. Jason M says, do you think Canadian authorities will act on any of this? What would you on the first part? Because I answered the second. The first part, I hope they do. This person actually does need to have a come to Jesus, and they need to understand what they're saying is wrong. So I do hope they act on that. Hook says for 5, dog, ATF, open up. JP Ravenfire for 5 says conspiracy to commit, someplace at least, that's enough for a conviction. I mean, it's Canada, so for sure. Omen says, given the atrocious English, wonder if it's French Canadian. No, Quebecois. No! We cannot have Quebecois up in here. Claybuster for 10. Thank you so much, Claybuster.
Yes.
Chaos Smash, if possible, collab with Alana. Yeah, when we can coordinate times, I'm happy to collab. We've hit each other up in the past. This actually wasn't the first topic we've talked about, so I am happy to collab. I'm just doing the trial streaming, so my timing is very short, and I don't have a lot of time right now until after the Sarah Boone trial. So maybe sometime after the Sarah Boone trial. Subri says for 125, whatever we do with them nowadays, I apologize on behalf of my generation for the parents who coddled and enabled them. No kids myself yet. If you're in the Philippines, you'll have a kid soon. Don't worry. You look at a Filipina hard and they're pregnant. Albira for 7 months. Thank you. Tatsim, he said, my jaw hurts now from how much has been hanging, reacting to how shameless this person is. And we're not done. We have one more page. Stephen Campbell says, interesting. I never know what I'm going to find when I pop into these streams. That's the beauty of a legal mindset stream, is you never know what you're going to get. Legal mindset streams are like a box of chocolate. You never know what crazy shit you're gonna get. Wildcat says can't go out of his house and within 500 yards of his school.
Woof.
Oh my God. Imagine the body cam of this guy. Oh man, that'd be worse than the body cam of Nick Ricada's house. Barbarous Dantioch says, I want everyone to remember this isn't wrong to snitch on this idiot. Please contact your local authorities and place calls to the relevant federal authorities. Seriously, Canadians, do your civic duty here. LJ O'Rourke for 5 says Quebec, the inferior Canadians. And Osrain says, LMAO, is this real life? No, for real, my homie. For real. All right. So this is the last one. So they say, honestly, fuck this ill deal with the officials. Then I'll sit here and be lazy because doing this shit over an idiotic bitch who gets zero dick. So saying that SmugAlana is quote unquote a idiotic bitch who gets zero dick ain't worth my time at all. I could be enjoying playing my video games over dealing with a retard who has zero brain cells. Thanks for showing who you really are, Alana. To think I ever enjoyed watching you or even agree with you sometimes is fucking shocking. But you know what is not shocking? Because I do agree with some of the things the public does. I just want people to think. But clearly that's impossible. And then she responds and it says, goodbye forever. And please do enjoy your night. I know I will. I get disability. We all know you get disability and it's not for a physical impediment. I'm telling you that right now. And technically, public defenders are a thing in Canada. That's not how it works for defamation. You can't file a defamation with a public defender in the US, especially a cross-border lawsuit. So I know disability may pay for yourself, but it's certainly not going to pay for an international defamation lawsuit. So I hate to break it to you, Mr. Furry. So let's go back and examine this statement. So once again, Alana made this comment, right?
The wolf. Yeah. Furry. A pedo furry. By the way, I didn't censor their...
So called them a pedo furry, right? After reviewing the evidence, the burden of the evidence, I would say the case is already very strong that that's a fair label for this person, right? But beyond that, there's some law that you guys should know about that would actually get Alana out of calling them a pedo furry and would probably give them a pass for calling them a pedo furry. And that's about Elon Musk and the Thai caves, in case you guys didn't know about that. So there was a very interesting lawsuit about Elon Musk and the Thai caves. So in case you guys didn't remember, there were a bunch of kids who were stuck, 12 boys who were stuck in the caves in very rural part of Thailand. And in case you didn't know, they were stuck like very, very deep in this cave complex. And it was at such a point, I want to see if I could find the graphic, but it was at such a point where they had to dive in and go rescue these kids. And it was very hard to get there. Here's actually the graphic. So in this case, in the Thai caves, the problem is that this was underneath a mountain. So it's 1 kilometer below a mountain. So it's really fucking deep, right? The caves had flooded because northern Thailand floods. It floods very easily. They were trapped. So they had gone really deep in the caves. So they had to, and yeah, this was a while ago. So they had to get them there. The problem is that parts of this were flooded, and in order to get there, they had to dive. But some parts were too narrow to wear a scuba tank. So there were several proposals for what to do to get them. Some people wanted to send in divers, and the divers would have to do creative things with the scuba tanks. They'd have to, at some point, they would have to dive without their tank. So they would have to take their tank off and like push it in front of them and then go and get through and then put the tank back on, right? Or drill or etc., right? Now, Elon wanted to use a robot, and he was making like this little, or a mini sub. And they made this little mini sub using parts from SpaceX, right? So Elon was insisting on using his sub. They wanted to put the boys inside of this sub. There was a team of divers who said, this is a bad idea. It's not practical, and this is not going to work. It's not going to fit because the cave is too narrow. Elon insisted that it would work. The cave divers said no. Ultimately, they went with the cave divers, and the cave divers successfully saved everybody, right? And by the way, in this case, Elon was wrong. Like, Elon's shit was not going to work. So it was going to take too long. It was too big. They would be dead by then, right? But Elon got mad at one of the divers. He was a British guy named a British diver named Vernon Unsworth. So he made a comment on Twitter, and he said on Twitter, you know what? Don't bother me showing me the video. We will make a mini sub and pod going all the way to Cave 5, no problemo. Sorry, pedo guy. You really did ask for it. So he called one of the divers pedo guy. Okay? This guy, this cave diver's name was Vernon Unsworth. He called him pedo guy. Now, this person sued him for defamation because being called a PDF is typically per se defamation. However, Elon won. Elon won. Now, this was kind of shocking, but what happened was Elon's attorneys argued, and here's just a case talking about this. Elon's attorneys argued that the tweet was not a statement of fact, but an insult, which is considered protected speech. They attempted to show that Unsworth's reputation was not seriously damaged because the efforts in the rescue operation were rewarded with a medal from the Thai King and other honors. It doesn't matter that it's not the most common insult. You're free to speak things in this country, speaking of the U.S., because he said the comment from the U.S., so U.S. law applied. He was sued in U.S. courts, right? And they were arguing federal courts are not meant for insults. So this is a case where the jury came back and said, nope, he's actually innocent, didn't do anything, and let him off. So I think that based on this precedent, this precedent with Elon in this case, the cave diving case, with calling this guy, quote unquote, pedo guy, I think calling this guy pedo furry would be along the same line as this. Now, that said, what I would say to Alana and everyone else is, hey, maybe just don't run out there and say that, because then you've got to defend it. Then you might have to go to court, right? And you can sometimes call somebody that, and maybe it doesn't come off that way. For example, Nick Rekieta is losing an argument against Montegraph in his defamation case, right? Because he called him a PDF, right? And he's losing that because, well, he said it like it was a fact, right? Not like it was an insult. So I would say that's a dangerous tack to take. You might win, but I don't think it's something you should rely on. I think it's kind of a risky move. It's kind of a gamble. So that's my advice to Smug there, to be a little bit careful with what you're doing. Somebody said, notice Thai language in my browser. Yes, that's kind of where I live. By the way, on locals, Repton said, for $1, this triggers me, the grammar Nazi in me. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So let me get some of these super chats and also memberships. Cleric Ato for 20 legal mindset memberships. Thank you so much. And then Species 1316 with 5. Oh, very big.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's what I like to see. Oh yeah.
Thank you, Cleric. Thank you, Species. And if you received a gift membership, whether it's from one of these two fine gentlemen or anybody else, please say thank you. Roan Hirushin says, Colony, drop these weirdo, please. I cannot agree more. Zig Zion, baby. By the way, did any of you guys see Gundam? What's that new really woke Gundam? It's on Netflix. What's it called? Gundam Freedom or whatever it is. Is it Gundam Freedom? No, what is it online? It's oh God, Gundam Netflix show. What is it called? Gundam Requiem for Vengeance. That is such a dog shit series. Requiem for Vengeance. And the second I saw them with the helmet reveal, with the shaved head character. I'm like, oh no, oh no, no, no. I saw that the character took off their helmet, and I'm like,
No, 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 no. Wait.
yeah, that's bad. That's bad. Spider Bro says can't go within 500 yards of a dog park. No. Kid Loco said, I know what you did, Legal Mindset, in the Rima stream. What did I do? What did I do? Did Rima rat me out? Did Rima rat me out? Nathan C said, good thing this furry wasn't near a cave of boys.
No, don't do it.
Don't. Wolfram says, so in other words, SmugAlana has saved SmugAlana. Indeed. The holy elf of bull says, I wish every idiot would self-report to people who have a large following. It just makes life easier. It just makes life easier when these people out themselves. It really does. It really makes it easier. But in general, guys, I will say be careful. I mean, there's a lot of situations nowadays, especially with content creation. Content creation has gotten very much CoffeeZilla-esque, so it's all about calling people out. It's all about, you know, calling people one thing or another. But one thing you can end up doing is with defamation is you can end up, you know, calling people things or making comments. And in that case, you can end up saying things you really didn't mean. Right, you can end up saying things that are in fact not the things you intended to say. Right, so and that could get you in some deep trouble. So just be very, very cognizant of that. Very cognizant of that. I like the Spike Man for 10 says, give the two fans of the UC timeline EXP, Zeta will make a groan weep. Double will make you laugh, and Unicorn will tell you Xeon did nothing wrong. Yeah, I mean, Xeon did do nothing wrong. I'm just saying. I think maybe the Fetis needed those colony drops, right? They were like asking for those colony drops. You know, they had them coming. Right? Just keeping good, fine, hardworking space folk down. I mean, why you got to keep good, hardworking space folk down? All right. So I'm looking at, let's see. I'm looking at who's here. So we got Rosa, we got Armchair Expert, Countess Lita, Potentially Criminal. Let's go with Armchair Expert. The explaining the importance of compartmentalizing your audience. That sounds very erudite. I like that one. So guys, I really appreciate you joining me today. Thank you so much. LJ Rooks is off topic. Speaking of Gundam, any recommendations of what series to watch? I'm an 8th Team fan. I'm a huge 8th fan. So stick with that. All right, I've got to go because I've got a lot to do today. But thank you so much for sticking with me. We're going to be back with my coverage of Sarah Boone if you want to watch that trial. And I will also be doing topics like this in between my trial coverage. So please stay tuned. Thank you for liking the video, and I will catch you all later. Chaos Smash, what's the character's name in Gundam so I can cry? Just watch it and you'll see. Watch it, you'll see. It's Lieutenant Shaverhead, right? Until then, guys.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yet you're coping